Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day to you, sir. It's hot. It's really hot. It's cooler in here than it feels out there. However, I did have a hoodie on out there. And now I tried to switch to my shirt and it's not. I don't. It's the humidity. But that's not the reason why I asked you guys here today, why I'm making this video. It's actually because I ran into some issues regarding my service dog. So I'm trying to see what I'm doing. So for those of you who don't know, are new, weren't paying attention, I have a service dog. Her name is Willow. She's right there eating food. Um, she was an emotional support animal, and now she's a service dog. So one of the things with like our living situation is that you have to pay for your pets per month. And we have 4 animals. Another thing about our lease is that you're only allowed 2 animals, and only one of them can be a hello light. Only one of them can be a dog. So, like I said, there are 4 animals in the house. Nala and Winter, they're the older ones, and Nova and Willow, who both turn a year this month. Nova the cat is an emotional support animal, and Willow is my service dog. So that's there. That's out of the way. I have her certificates. I have her landlord certificate. She's approved on the pet screening thing. I don't know if you guys know what pet screening is, but it's so freaking stupid. It's not stupid. It's pretty cool. Pet screening is basically having it in the system that you own these animals. It has their vet information, it has their shot information, and like if they've ever bit an animal, human, do they stay outside, inside, blah blah blah. Okay, so we did all that for all 4 animals. Because my cat is an emotional support animal and my dog is a service dog, we only have to pay for the older cats. Okay, you follow me? Present me, do you understand this? Because past me understands this, and I hope future me understands this, because present me right now, I totally understand this. Present y'all, you understand? I have 2 animals who are medical necessities. So, when I go outside, I don't really have Willow on a leash. I bring a leash, but I don't use it. There are a few reasons why I don't use it. I have back problems, and she's low to the ground. So if she tugs, it's game over. When she has her leash on, she acts differently than when she has it off. When I allow her to play, she acts differently than when I want her attention. Okay, you can't just have any random animal be a service dog. You have to have a disability. I have multiple. Check my last videos. Your dog has to be trained to mitigate those certain things, which she has been trained for. Now, I've been researching, Americans with Disabilities Act, because I am an American with disabilities and I'm about to act out of pocket. But anyway, so we're outside. I bring my poi because anyway, what am I saying? We're outside. I'm practicing poi. She's not on the leash because I'm practicing poi. I don't know if you guys know what poi is, but the bag is over there. So poi is basically like a ball on a long string. And I twirl the balls from their strings, right? I don't know if you've seen my live videos where I try to do that in the house. I've hit Willow on accident a couple times. No bueno. So, number 1, both my hands are busy. Number 2, holding her leash when we're just chilling, it strains my back. It really does. It's easier for me to command her with this than a leash. Also, if I do have a problem where I'm dissociating, my neuropathy is acting up, I black out, she knows to go get help. How can she get help if she's stuck on a 6-foot leash? I don't know. So I don't use the leash. A couple days ago, lady came over and there was a golden retriever Maltese, Pyrenees, Pyrenees golden retriever, and my little plot hound. They're playing around, and the cleaning people come in, and so they put the golden retriever on a leash, and I told Willow, come here, stay, sit by me, whatever. And then they were talking about how, your dog has to have a leash. And I'm like, well, my dog's a service dog. So what did I tell her? The first time I told her, I was like, if her training or her job is interfered by the leash, that she doesn't need one because she's a service dog. And she said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and talk to so-and-so. So she talked to so-and-so. Back to present day. That was a little flashback. Anyway, I'm out here doing my poi. She's off the leash. I'm watching her. She had already pooped, so I picked up her poop, put it in the thing. Like, it's copacetic. She was cool. I was cool. I was sweating. It's fun. I'm about to put my shirt on in a little bit. I'm sorry, but anyway, yeah, she comes up to me and she's like, your dog has to be on a leash, right? And I was like, no, she doesn't. And she was like, well, I talked to so-and-so and they said that there are no service dogs here. And I was like, well, her ID says differently. And I was explaining how I don't pay for Willow or Nova because they're emotional support and service animals. They're in the pet screening. And she said, well, I don't know any, or even though they're a service dog or ESA, they have to be charged. I was like, no, I didn't even get charged doing the pet screening. And you have to pay like $20 in order to do a pet screening. And I was like, I can show you her card, like, I don't have to. There's no law saying that I have to prove to you, that lady who was telling me because she heard from the guy. And I was like, you tell your guy to come to my house. I gave her my address. I gave her my building address and my, thing. And I was like, tell him to come here. Because, no. And she's like, first she's telling me that they have to be on a leash. And then I repeated myself again, the same thing that I told her last time. I was like, the ADA states that if my dog's training or work is impeded by a leash, she doesn't need one. And they were talking about how I need to be in control of my dog, how they don't want dogs to run off. And I was like, well, I do have control over my dog. That's number one. And number two, I've trained her. She's not just a dog, she's a service animal. And I was explaining, I was like, okay, since the ADA says that I don't need a leash, I can walk around the block without a leash. And then once I come on the property, that doesn't make sense. And she was saying, oh, this is private property. And I was like, yeah, I pay to be on this private property. Like, I'm part of this private property. I don't know what else to say. So maybe I was wrong. And I told her, I was like, I'm not mad at you. You're just a messenger, but, and I was like, I trust that he told you to say this, but he don't know what he's talking about. I did get a little bit loud because I was very defensive because, like I said, I've researched and gone through this, that, and the other to make sure that she could stand by my, to make sure that I can do what I need to do, what I want to do, that's me. So you need to hush. Nobody wants to hear your mouth. You're not part of this video. Yes, she is. She wants to play. Anyway, so while I'm sitting outside, she still doesn't have a leash on because She's not doing anything that warrants me putting a leash on her. She's not acting out of pocket. You know, she's fully controlled. And we're just sitting there, and I'm looking up. I literally typed in leash law for service dogs. And that's what pops up. You could have paused it if I didn't do it long enough, but I'm about to read it out loud anyway. The ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, requires that service animals be under control of the handler at all times. The service animal must be harnessed, leashed, or tethered while in public places, which this is a private property, she said. In public places, unless these devices interfere with the service animal's work or the person's disability prevents the use of these devices. Do a little scrolly scroll. There should be some questions. Isn't there like the question thing where you can ask? Search. Okay, can you legally ask for proof of a service dog? Service animals are not pets. Although a no pets policy is perfectly legal, it does not allow the business to exclude service animals. A public accommodation or facility is not allowed to ask for documentation or proof that the animal has been certified, trained, or licensed as a service animal. So, in that moment where she's like, she's not a service dog, there are no service dogs here, I showed her her ID, and I was like, I don't need to show you this, but I'm showing you this. Like, she said what she needed to say 4 times, and I heard what she needed to say the first time. So why you gotta say it again? Why you gotta say it again? And I told her, I was like, I wasn't able to sign on the lease until the pet screening was in, and I didn't pay for the pet screening, and I don't pay for my pets because they're not pets, they do work. Service animals are not pets. A service animal must be, what are the legal requirements for a service dog? A service animal must be under the control of its handler. Under the ADA, service animals must be harnessed, leashed, tethered, unless the individual's disability prevents using these devices or these devices interfere with the service animal's safe, effective performance of tasks. Do I need to click on something else to get it, you know? Can your pet own a service dog? What kind of... It's okay to pet... Oh, can you pet your own service dog? What the fuck? It's okay to pet a service dog if the handler isn't looking. The service dog community, people who do this are called drive-by petters. They wait for the handler to look away and then pet the dog as they walk by. What the fuck? How can you tell if it's a real service dog? Generally, it'd be easy to recognize a real service dog by their focused, disciplined, non-reactive behavior. Service dogs should not be easily distracted, dragging their handler against their will, or leaving their handler to visit everyone they pass. What do I do if I'm denied access? Individuals who believe blah, blah, blah. File a complaint in the U.S. Department of Justice. Ooh. Do you have to prove your dog is a service animal? A public place cannot require a person to prove that their dog is a service animal. A service dog is not... What the fudge? A service dog is not required to be registered, certified, or identified as a service dog. What happens is if a service dog barks? If the service animal barks, growls, or poses a direct threat to your customers or staff, you may ask them to leave, which she does not. The police cannot ask for documentation. Yeah, so, suck my dick. I don't like when... Okay, so I am... Let's bring out the feeling wheel, god damn it. It's Monday, we did group, and I love using the feeling wheel. The feeling wheel is a way that I can tell whether I'm acting on primary or secondary emotions. So basically, what happened was I was told that my dog needed to be on a leash and that she wasn't allowed to be off of a leash. Now, I am mad, hurt, hostile, angry, selfish, hateful, critical. I feel distant, sarcastic, frustrated, jealous, irritated, skeptical. I'm frustrated, irritated, and skeptical. I am also discouraged, which is under scared. And I'm bored and lonely, but that's not this topic. So, frustration, irritation, skepticism, embarrassment. So I feel like the reason why I'm feeling those things is because, like I said, I've been doing a lot of this isn't my first service animal. I've been doing a lot of research on service animals, and I'm upset that I'm denied the things that I need. Y'all heard my phone. I was just on it. You know you're fat when you lose something in your jelly rolls. They're not in my jelly rolls though. Somebody texted me. I don't care right now. But I got like 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes to bitch about this problem. This is my time to be irritated, and by the time I finish this video, I'm not allowed to be irritated about this. And if I am irritated about this, I need to do something and not just be irritated. That is my commitment to the situation. And I feel as though I've done everything that I can. I'm not going to contact anybody. If someone has a problem with how I follow the rules, come at me, bro. Let's talk about it. But yeah, I've done my research, and I don't just mean like, oh, I Googled some stuff that made me feel like when I research, I'm not trying to justify my actions. When I research, I'm trying to find the laws, because laws don't care about your feelings. What Ben Shapiro say? Facts don't care about your feelings. And the fact of the matter is, I'm right. So what I need to do from here is continue my value. Training my dog is one of my goals in my life. That's why she's a service animal. I got her when we did the first biopsy of my cervix, when they found abnormalities. And I was told that it was precancer. So at that point, she was emotional support. She was my cancer pup because I had cancer, and she was there for me. And throughout the cold knife conization and the healing and stuff like that, like she was comforting, and as soon as I was active enough, I went through the motions of making her a service dog, which it's not fucking hard. It really isn't hard. Train your dog. That's about it. I always make sure that my animals are ESAs before they become service animals, so that there is legal documentation from my doctor stating that they're not pets. But yeah, I mean, I've got the certificates, that state the ADA laws on them. I have a certificate stating that she's an ESA. I have her ID card stating that she's an ESA. I have a certificate for my landlord that will brush him up on her up on the Americans with Disabilities Act, because they're treating her like she's a pet, and she's not a pet. I pet her, but she's not a pet. So yeah, that happened. I don't like that. Is that stigma or ignorant? Well, okay, stigma and prejudice kind of like go hand in hand. And like prejudice and ignorance sometimes go hand in hand. There's two reasons why you're prejudiced. Number one, you were taught to be prejudiced. Number two, something traumatic happened in your life, and now you prejudge things that trigger you. And that's the difference of being racist, sexist, being racist, sexist, things like that. You choose. You flat out choose. Being prejudiced usually means, okay, some dogs are prejudiced against certain sexes because that sex has abused them. I was rehoming a dog who was called Little One, and he was scared of men. He would piss himself in front of men. So I found a woman. I found a woman that would take him, but that's the prejudiceness because of, see, post traumatic stress syndrome. I was thinking of complex post traumatic stress syndrome, but it's not that. It's just the regular one. But yeah, I've been around dogs pretty much my whole life. I've been training dogs for a long time. I am a person with disabilities, therefore I have researched Americans with disabilities, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. Me no like it. I'm irritated. And I have all the right to be irritated because of the facts. And I feel as though during this whole conversation I had only stated the facts. Oh my God, she repeated herself so many times. And I'm like, I may seem mad, but I'm not mad at you because you're just a messenger. That's what I told her. I was like, you're just a messenger. Like, tell whoever told you to come to me, because I don't like hearing things secondhand, third hand, fourth hand. Because when I have what is it? Disputation, if I have something to dispute, you don't like, if you don't have change for a 20. If your boss told you that you can't break hundreds and I have a 50 and I'm like, hey, I have two 50s, can you break this? And you're like, it's not 100, but it equals 100. You understand? Your boss didn't tell you clear fucking shit. So now you don't know what to do when this person is asking for change. That is the easiest metaphor in which I can state what the fuck just happened. Except I'm not trying to get $100 in change. I'm trying to be peaceful. So that happened. I don't know if I said anything, but last week she helped the police get a stray the other day, so that was cool. She was like working with the cops. Oh my God, and the lady told me, she was like, well, I'm gonna go down to the cops right now, blah blah blah. And I was like, go ahead, it's right down the street, right by the fucking post office. Shit. Mail this letter to my mom. I'm gonna go to the cops. Do it. Call the popo. And when we were around the police on our private property, as she stated, they didn't tell me to put a leash on her. They told me to take her inside because they thought that she was a hindrance, because the dog would pay more attention to her. But in reality, if you're trying to catch a dog who doesn't want to be around humans, wouldn't you use a dog? Especially a dog in heat that would attract the dog. I'm not saying I'm the smartest person in the room, but I am the only person in the room. So yeah, after the conversation that I had with her, I don't know her name, I just know that she cleans the hallways and stuff. I was upset because the law is on my side. So I was like, fuck it. Let me take a walk with my dog. So she walked without a leash. There were a couple of dogs. Some of them were barking, some of them were going crazy, and it wasn't anything to her. Like, she's focused on me. Now, there are times in which a service dog is not in service. I totally get that. But they know when emergencies happen, they have to go into gear. Like these aren't just random things that I think dogs should do. This is how I've trained my dog, and this is the way a service dog needs to act. I have neuropathy. I have degenerative disc disease, uh, spondylosis with radiculopathy, spondylitis, sacroiliac joint disorder, epidural lipomatosis, sciatica. Did I say neuropathy? Neuropathy. I have borderline personality. I have OCD. And I have BFRBs. And I dissociate. And like, I let that lady know. I was like, if my neuropathy acts up and I don't know I'm about to fall and I fall and injure my coccyx because my legs don't work, my dog cannot go get help because she's stuck on a leash with me. I legally don't have to explain shit to nobody. But she made me feel wrong. She made me feel like I had to defend myself. I felt threatened. Not like she's going to kick me out of the house or whatever, but she said she was going to go to the cops. Who does that? What kind of Karen ass shit is that? I'm going to go to the cops. Well, tell Jake I said hi, shit. I don't know. I mean, me and the cops around here, like, I've never had a bad situation with them. Other than when they stopped me and made me register my bike because they thought that I stole it because it's a guy's bike. I don't know if you guys can see it. My bike's behind the mirror. It's on a bike stand, so I don't have to leave the house to ride my bike. But yeah, they thought that my bike was stolen because it's a man's bike and I have tits. Like, so does Lil Nas X. Anyway. So yeah, I took a walk because I was uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable coming into the house because they were in the apartment. And that's why I chose to go take a walk, because they were in the apartment and I couldn't. I was trying to be mature and not have a panic attack. Like, currently, I'm holding back tears of frustration and anger. And I know that I have a fear that she's going to be taken from me. And I know that that fear may be hyperbolized because somebody told me something that I didn't want to hear in regards to my dog. That is very possible, and it's okay. It's okay to feel upset. It's what you do with that what makes it okay or not. And I have just been researching. So how are you gonna sit there and tell me that there are no registered service animals in this building when I have a service dog in this building? Don't tell me my reality isn't what it is, because I can prove to you that it is. Like, I might go out today again with my dog. Like, actually go out and leave the block. I'm not gonna cry. There's no reason to cry. I just wanted to poi outside. You know, I just wanted to exercise outside. And I'm not gonna cry. But I'm very upset. I'm very frustrated. And I feel like getting other people to accept what's going on is harder than getting myself to accept what's going on. And I don't like to fight. I don't like to argue. And I don't like to be threatened. Don't tell me you're going to go get the cops. Don't tell me that, cuz now I threatening me. When she said she was going to call the cops, I was thinking in my head, I'm going to take the Kato salami that's in the refrigerator and just slap it on her car. You know, like that's how mad I felt. I super glue her keyhole. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know, if you put deli meat on somebody's car and it stays there for a while and it dries up, it'll peel the paint. Yep. But I'm not going to do that because I'm a mature person who has control over my feelings as I try to blink the tears away. It's been 30 minutes. I should get off. I've been ruminating long enough. I just gotta find somewhere to go right now. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Future me, please look at past me, present me, whoever me is here right now. Please take this frustration and use it as fuel to be a better person. It's gonna be okay. There's like nothing that I have to, if I'm right, there's nothing that I have to worry about, right? So there's no reason to freak out. I got this. If I'm right, then there is no reason to worry. Which, from what I've researched, I'm abiding by the laws of America, of the state. So why am I scared? And that's a secondary emotion. Anger and frustration are the primaries. I'm okay. It's chill. We're chill. We're gonna go out later. I'm gonna get her some ice cream because it's her birth month, and that's something that I really wanted to do, and I don't think that's something that Shay's gonna help me with. I gotta go. I need to talk to somebody. Thanks for watching.